A good evening to you all, and once again welcome to the Business Forum. It is the 17th of September and we are here with the best information to enlighten your business sessions. First, we have the business in focus, and I'm Rebecca Namboze. Now, the $4 billion investment in the petroleum sector has attracted several potential investors towards the exploration process. The discovery of oil in the Albertine region comes in handy as the nation is working towards its vision of 2040, where every citizen ought to afford a living above the poverty line. Details follow.
When Uganda is looking forward to 2018-2019, when the oil exploration is scheduled to kick off after issuance of the exploration licenses. Oil discovery and exploration in the Albertine region has put Uganda at the forefront as several potential investors converged for a two-day conference in Kampala. The head of the Petroleum Directorate, Ernest Rubondo, thus urged government to handle the matter of issuance of production licenses with much concern.
The process is very clear. The requirements of a production license are very clear in the law. The submissions by the companies are also very clear. And so once the submissions are short of what is in the law, the government has a responsibility to ensure that it's brought in line.
Oil has been projected to effect growth and development as Uganda works towards sustainable development and the Vision 2040. Oil drilling has potential for capacitating the agriculture sector and bringing about infrastructure development through the large potential it has for revenue collection. The Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Irene Muloney, thus urged the international companies bound to invest in the oil sector to adhere to the taxation system.
We also have a strong interest in the benefits accruing out of the oil and gas activities, such as revenues, jobs, and services being shared equitably. For example, when taxes accrue, the oil companies must play their part and pay promptly.
With the close to 6.5 billion barrels of oil discovered, one wonders whether the current corruption epidemic in Uganda is not bound to derail maximum exploration of the oil and its contribution to a forward shift in economic development. The Director Economic Affairs Minister at the Ministry of Finance, Lawrence Kiza, projects capacity building in terms of public finance management as a possible solution to this effect.
As Uganda, all of us, we should empower Parliament and the Auditor General and other institutions to improve their capacity in terms of accounting and reporting, and hopefully the PFM Act, which is not sure, but at least creates a bedrock, a structure for better accountability and reporting.
The stakeholders in the oil sector are working tooth and nail to ensure that the cheapest route is considered for pipelining. The routes under consideration per se are Tanzania, Mombasa, and Lamu, with the latter seeming most preferable.
Moving on, civil society organizations have added a voice to the call of farmers asking government to increase funding to the agricultural sector. This said the demand is crucial as Ugandans approach the 2016 national elections, owing to the challenges that the youth and women encounter as they try to engage in agribusiness.
Youth and women have on many occasions had challenges in engaging in agribusiness despite the fact that they form majority of the Ugandan population. It's against this background that women activists Lead by Action for Development joined the Uganda National Farmers Federation and the National Association of Women Organizations in Uganda to demand for a platform to increase youth and women participation in agribusiness.
Strengths in access to productive resources such as land, farm inputs, market and credit facilities.
During the media conference, the group also announced a 3-day East African Regional Conference to be hosted by Uganda at Munyonyo come 22nd September this year. They also want government to subsidize agricultural inputs for the benefit of youth and women so that they can engage in agribusiness.
Country, we can benefit a lot from agriculture. So how do we encourage more people to be in the agriculture sector?
To emphasize the need for financing the youth and women so that they can play an active role in the agricultural value chain.
A fund for small-scale agribusiness promotion for women and youth in the region. 2, capacity building and training of the youth and women, especially on agribusiness formulation and development.
They have also called upon East African governments to recognize the crucial role played by the youth and women in agricultural financing.
Now, a Cooler Pearl of Africa Tourism is set to hold an award-winning exhibition meant to elevate the tourism sector in Uganda. The Ekula Awards are aimed at promoting tourism through organizing, recognizing and awarding, consequently motivating key stakeholders in the tourism industry. The event, climaxing on 12 November at Hotel Africana, is to provide a platform for the industry to thrive. We have the details.
The tourism sector is one of the major growth drivers in Uganda, with a 1.4 billion contribution to the GDP. Consequently, every effort to subsidize the sector should be encouraged to witness growth and development. As such, a Cooler Pearl of Africa Tourism Awards and Exhibition is set to hold an exhibition to showcase variety of Uganda's tourism potential.
More youth are increasingly appreciating Uganda's richness of nature that has led to a big rise in domestic tourism, which gives a new age of hope in the industry and Uganda at large. This is because a number of tourism initiatives have come up to promote the industry in a way like never before.
The tourism sector, which was prioritized as a primary growth sector in the 2010-2011, 2014-15 National Development Plan, has all indicators of a vibrant sector on a strong growth path. The role of the media is therefore commendable in ensuring this comes to pass.
Our 2015 theme is Let the World Know, and our mission is to celebrate and motivate stakeholders in the tourism industry as we promote Uganda's wealth of attractions, as we further justify Uganda as a true nation gifted by nature.
The tourism sector is one that holds full potential for economic growth if accorded utmost exploitation. Named a Cooler Pearl of Africa Tourism Awards and Exhibition, the event will be hosted at Hotel Africana on the November 4th to 5th under the theme, Let the World Know.
We take a short break and return with the corporate briefs. Welcome back. Now, another sugar factory, Horial Investment, penetrates Uganda's sugar market, setting foot in Etiak in the northern district of Amuru with an estimated total production of 3,600 metric tons of sugar by the end of this year. Once fully set up, the company, whose final product will bear a trade name Etiak Sugar, will bring the total annual production of sugar in Uganda to 468,600 metric tons. Horial Investment, the latest entrant, brings the total number of sugar companies to 14. It is the first of its kind in northern Uganda, a region that for 2 decades was devastated by an insurgency mounted by the Lord's Resistance Army.
Available statistics from Uganda Revenue Authority indicate that last year Uganda produced 438,200 metric tons of sugar, out of which 320,000 was consumed by a population estimated to be 35 million people, leaving a surplus of 118,200 metric tons for sale. In 2015, it is envisaged that Uganda will produce about 465,000 metric tons of sugar against an estimated consumption of 320,000 tons. This implies that Uganda is assured of a surplus of 145,000 metric tons of sugar, which when produced can cover the deficit prevalent in neighboring countries, one of which is South Sudan, the newest nation in Africa. In the East African region, Kenya, which is one of the leading producers of sugar, averagely produces 600,000 metric tons of sugar annually, but consumes about 850,000 metric tons. This means that Kenya alone has a deficit of about 300,000 metric tons of sugar, a gap that needs to be filled by neighboring Uganda, whose production is assured.
Why do we bring sugar from Brazil? Because we don't have enough. Yeah. So we use this money to circulate in the region.
The growing need for sugar in the region has therefore resulted into several business minds' attempt to invest in this business. The latest entrant is Horial Investments Limited, owned by renowned businesswoman who has also won the Most Influential Woman Award in Construction in Africa, Amina Helsi Moge.
If it was not peaceful, I think, first of all, I could not even think of doing it. So I have to congratulate him and the way he has run this country.
Holo is a Somali word which means fast. The sugar factory, first of its kind in northern Uganda, sits on about 15,000 acres of land bought by Amina with no encumbrances and land conflicts. It is located in Atiak town of Amuru district, one of those districts that suffered most the 21-year war insurgency mounted by the Lost Resistance Army led by former warlord Joseph Kony. To the communities around the sugar factory comes at a time when the area is slowly recovering from the turmoil and presents a couple of business opportunities in the region. So far, the facility that is under construction employs between 3,000 and 5,000 people directly and indirectly. Amina's dream is to turn Atiak into a satellite city with several first-world facilities such as schools and hospitals.
The Atiak Trading Center. People from there are telling us that they never used to have people staying in their houses. They never used to sell a lot of water or what. But the trucks, which I have already received, which brought a lot of goods, a lot of machineries here, which is more than 300 vehicles, they have been spending part of their money in Atiak Trading Center.
Unlike other sugar factories, Hall is investing heavily in technology not only to boost sugar production, but also train and transfer the same to community, especially the youth. The multi-million investment has been boosted by a partnership with Anne Leyhans, the owner of CO Technologies, a South African company, will assist in the installation of electric, IT and plumbing system, a clear manifestation of the power of networking, providing tangible solutions.
She's going to launch the Hoffman Academy for Technology and Engineering, where we will bring practical skills. She's going to upgrade her buildings, and in the top floor we're going to start off with our first academy and open up a networking area.
We have close to 30 universities in Uganda. We produce graduates in almost every sphere, but hands-on experience is lacking.
Yes.
So we have very many people who know what to do but who cannot do it.
This investment, despite being at infancy, has so far exhibited a lot of technology advancement. By just a click of a button, the proprietor is able to view the geography of the land without necessarily traveling 500 kilometers to the site.
I have now engaged with a company called AgriSiri, who have done feasibility study of this land, whereby actually now they know how many trees we have, where are the streams of water, where the stones, the hills, to even give me information in my office in Kampala, actually how this land is.
Born in little-known Bungoma village in Kenya, Amina says that she saw a lot of development arising out of the two sugar factories that until now are the leading suppliers of sugar to Kenya. She's optimistic that Amuru will less than a decade become the economic hub of northern Uganda.
This is not going to, it's just a beginning. Because I am not going to talk a lot. We are not only going to manufacture sugar. We are going to give so many other businesses, schools, everything. That hospitals, whereby everybody will be thinking to get the best hospital, I need to come here. So even that will be another income.
Let's take another short breather, and when we return, we bring you the week's series of Let's Talk Exports.